There are 4 questions that you must ask yourself if you want to take your baseball game to the next level. That's what we're talking about in this video. I got my man, Brandon Geyer here, former Major League player turned mental strength coach. And we're picking his brain today so we can be the best version of ourselves, right?
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
You know?
So first of all, what do? What is MLM?
So MLM is Major League Mindset. It's basically a very intentional way to help players train their mind, help them become that absolute just greatest version of themselves on the field so that, you know, they're really stacking the odds in their favor. And when they go out there, they can be happy with, you know, the game, the season, their career, and have no regret knowing that they did everything they could to find out how good they could be. So that's really what it is. You know, a lot of things going on with Major League Mindset, but the founder of it, the head coach there, and just really helping players of all sports and all ages, but especially baseball and softball, just dominate the mental game, you know.
Awesome. So what are the 4 questions that you like to ask the players when you're working with them?
Yeah, so question number 1, what is a 5-tool player? When it comes to position players out there, hit for power, hit for average, good arm, good speed, good defense. All very important. The physical side, I'll never say is not important. Obviously, I'm a mental strength coach, but the physical side, very important. All players want those, and they train so hard. They go to the gym, they go to the cages, they're doing speed work, all this, to develop those tools. But what if they don't show up when it matters most, right? So then question number 2, what is the 6th tool? And so I like to think of the 6th tool as the mindset, or more specifically, a Major League mindset. And it's the tool that really helps players get the most out of those other 5 tools, right? Question number 3, what percentage of the game of baseball is mental? If I were to ask you that, what would you, I know you played at a high level, what would you say?
The common answer is 90%.
90%, so I've asked that to thousands of players. Some say 80, some say 90, some say 95, some say 100, which possibly, and mind controls everything, right? So I would argue the average answer, 90%. As you continue to go up the levels, probably 90, 95, closer to 100. Okay, so we got that. Now question number 4. What percentage of the time do you train the side of the game that accounts for arguably 90%? And asking that to thousands of players, it is 0 to 5% is the average. And there's really 3 main reasons for that. They've never been taught how to in an intentional and structured way. And that was me my first 3 years in high school when, for a lack of a better word, I just sucked at baseball. I just didn't know the importance. I didn't know you could train it. And that's why I developed the 8-week Major League Mindset system and program to help them, give them this very intentional and structured way to train their mind. Number 2, they have a fixed mindset. They believe that their confidence, their focus, their discipline, their mental toughness, etc., they're just born with it. I either have these attributes or I don't. It's set in stone. But the truth of the matter is we can train our mind just like our body. We can train our mental skills just like our physical skills, because we all have the gift of growth, the gift of, you know, adaptability of the human brain and body. And the best of the best simply take advantage of that gift the most. And then the 3rd reason why is, so never been taught how to in an intentional way, have a fixed mindset, or players don't think they have the time to train it. I got school, I'm doing the physical training, I got this, I got that. Well, I say, can you intentionally train your mind 1% of the day? So I learned a while back, 1% of the day is 14 minutes and 24 seconds. So can you take and train your mind intentionally for just at least 1% of the day? Because everyone's like, get 1% better, get 1% better. Well, what if you put 1% of your day training your mind, going to the mind gym, whether it's meditation, whether it's journaling, doing what you said you would do, following your routines. There's so many ways to train your mind. Can you do that? Many say they don't have the time, but they have close to 15 minutes. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, John, when they train their mind intentionally, their mind literally becomes a personal source of power that just unlocks themselves. But I like to think it doesn't necessarily change who they are. It allows them to be who they are. It allows them to find out how good they can be. And the main reason is they chip away at the 4 things that are holding back athletes of all sports and all ages the most. And those 4 things are fear is number 1, inability to handle adversity, lack of routines, and lack of self-discipline. So when athletes of all ages, and specifically ball players right now, you get over that fear of failure or fear of not being perfect or fear of not being good enough, you're going out, you're playing free and loose more consistently. If you learn how to handle failure, and I like to think become great at failing. I think big leaguers are big leaguers because they're the best at failing. They're obviously, very talented, but so there's a lot of talented players in the minor leagues, in college, in high school, that never really actualize themselves, right? Because fear or the inability to handle adversity, and then lack of routines. Routines are everything. So develop set routines so they can create what I like to call masterpiece days that just stack the odds in their favor. And I believe truly gives them almost an unfair competitive advantage over the competition. And then lastly, it all comes down to out-disciplining the competition. And when I think of discipline, and this is trainable, it's do what you said you would do, whether you feel like it or not. Do what you know is best for you, whether you feel like doing it or not. That's a game changer and a life changer. So yeah, those 4 questions right there, absolutely huge. And then if they can chip away at what's in the way, they get to the masterpiece inside, and then they've just completely unlocked themselves. So that's what it's all about.
Man, I've got, first of all, so much good information. I've got so many questions that I want to ask you right now. First of all, first thing that came to mind is I'm a huge Conor McGregor fan. I don't know, a lot of people don't like him, but there was one thing I saw the other day. He was saying, man, the last fight he had, he was saying, I had all of these small failures coming into his last camp. I said I was going to go train it this time. I didn't train it that time. I said I was going to not eat this. I ate that.
I know this video.
You know the video,
yeah.
right? Great video.
In his documentary,
yeah. And he was just saying that all those little failures, not being disciplined and doing the things that he said he was going to do when he was going to do them, led up to that big failure. So the next training camp, he was saying, when I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get right to it every single time. So out-disciplining the competition, I love that.
And can I hit on that real quick? So I call it DWYSYWD. I've learned this a while ago from some coaches I had. It stands for do what you say you will do. So why is that important? So if all players, all athletes, all humans, they want more confidence. So it's good to know what confidence means. If you look it up, the root meaning of confidence is intense trust. But it's not this intense trust like I thought it was back when I was, working hard, trying to be the best version of me as a person and player. That it's not an intense trust that everything's going to go perfect just because you work hard and all this. It's an intense trust you have deep to your core that you can handle anything that comes your way and positively and powerfully respond to anything that comes your way. But that kind of trust is not given. We're not born with it. We have to earn it. And we earn it by DWYSYWD, by doing what you said you would do. So like Conor McGregor, I said I would eat this, I ate that. I said I wouldn't drink this, I drank that. I said I would go to bed at this time, I didn't go to bed. Those are just infiltrating your brain and you're losing the trust. And then when we lose trust, our self-image goes down and we will never outperform a poor self-image. So a lot of this mental skills, mental strength training is to build up that self-image and identity and preserve it. Because when we bash ourselves and we don't do what we said we would do, we're losing trust and that self-image is coming down, man. And so do what you said you would do. You say you're gonna have routines, have them and commit to them. And really the worse things are going, the more committed you need to be. Because that we've all been there in our not great times. The worse we feel, the worse results we're getting, the less committed we are. But what if we can get the discipline? I've learned over time, it's called emotional stamina, where the worse things are going, the more committed you are. That's a superpower, and I think the closest thing to invincibility as there is. So you have your routines, commit to them. If you say you're gonna eat good, sleep good, use your breath and be disciplined, do it. If you say you're gonna control the controllables, do it. If you say you're gonna, show up and put the work into, I call it play the ultimate game in life and close the gap between who you can be and who you're actually being, and live with Areté, which is one word that could summarize the entire program, which is why I have it here as that reminder to me. And just to hit on this real quick, if you look it up, Areté with the accent over the E, it's a Greek word that means excellence. But I've come to learn the deeper meaning of it. It means to express that best, highest version of you moment to moment to moment. Never perfectly, but more and more consistently. So if players that come through the program and say, yeah, I'm going to live and play with Areté so I can live my best life, so I can help others do the same. Well, if you say you're going to do that, do it. And then all of a sudden, your confidence and intense trust in yourself goes through the roof, and you know you can handle anything that comes your way. And you know this, you played. When we're feeling more confident, we're playing better. But we cannot, too many players, I used to be here, rely on results for confidence. But what if we could just create it with our routines, with our identity, with our self-image, by doing what we said we would do? It changes the whole ball game.
Yeah.
You know.
Man,
So,
I got so. First of all, one thing that pops in my mind: you can't guarantee the results. Like you could smoke a ball,
Yeah.
and it goes straight to the shortstop, and you get out, and then you can hit a little duck fart, get jammed up and get
Yeah.
a base hit. So you
Yeah.
can't guarantee the results. So that
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense. I got
Yeah.
so many more questions that I want to ask you, but I want to make more videos, so I don't want to
Perfect.
dump it all here.
Perfect.
But I do want to talk about your Major League Mindset 8-week live training coming up April 28th,
Yes,
right?
yes.
The next one. I'm going to leave a link down below. You can click it, go over there. And Brandon's been nice enough to give us a coupon code that's going to give you $250 off to get into that live training. So again, I'll leave the link down below. You can use the coupon code. I'll put the coupon code down there as well. Go over there, sign up before April 28th. And what about if guys are watching this after April 28th? You're going to have more coming up, right, in the future?
Yeah, so this is MLM Class 8.
Okay.
So each class is 8 weeks long. There's going to be, I plan on class hundreds.
Nice.
So I'm going to continue. And then the thing is, it's lifetime access. You sign up, you get access to class 10, 11, 12, as I continue to add new content and material.
That's awesome, man. I definitely recommend being there. The question I have for you is, if you believe the mental game is 90% of the game, how much are you training? If you're not training enough, this is a great way to get started. Go down there, click it, get signed up, and we're going to do some more videos. I got so many more questions for Brandon. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And we'll see you in the
Look
next
forward to it, man.
video.
Yeah.